Okay, thank you for being here. You've probably been working all day. You have
I
been
had today
working,
off,
Olivia?
but
I was working this afternoon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to introduce yourself first?
Yes.
Yes?
So
Okay.
I'm Olivia Kwan.
Mhm.
I'm a lifeguard at the West Hollywood Aquatics Center. I've been working there for about a year now. And before that, I originally was a lifeguard back in my high school days, which was a very long time ago. We won't specify how long ago, but came back to it recently because I've been working in the film industry for a long time, and there's a lot of changes happening, and so I was kind of looking for something new, and that's how I ended up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you?
yeah, my name is Buffalo. I am an aquatics aide at the West Hollywood Aquatics facility.
For
I
how
started
long?
I started
how
in
long?
the fall of 23, so like right after it opened, pretty much. I initially wanted to be a lifeguard, and then I broke my wrist like the summer that I wanted to apply, and then they were like, well, we have other positions too, so I ended up applying for an aquatic aide, and I've been doing that the whole time. Yeah, I don't have a background in aquatics, but I've learned so much from being here, and I feel so at home at a pool facility now because of my time here. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself outside the swimming pool? Like what you
Oh
what
yeah,
you like, what is your
I kind of just dabble in
hobbies?
whatever calls to me. So whether it's performance, usually it's some type of performance, but like art, music, dance, like those are all kind of my favorite things. So that's usually what I try to get into. Even doing this, I love being on camera. So anything like film related as well, acting, whatever, that's all fun for me.
Good. So we are here to talk about the union that lifeguards and aides, the temporary workers at the swimming pool are trying to create. So do you want to speak a little bit more about it to
Yeah.
let us know what is that? How did it start?
Yeah. Well, I'm not one of the original people who started it. Buffalo is. So I don't know if you want to kick it off.
Yeah, so
Let's do
we've
it.
actually been trying to unionize for a few years now. I think I think a year after I started, we started looking into union efforts, and it's just been a challenge because of the turnover that we have at the facility, and then also, of course, just people are scared of unions. There's a lot of stigma around the idea of unionizing that's culturally been pushed on us for a long time. So it's been hard fought for many years, but myself and a few other staff have been working at it for some time now. And then when y'all joined and had like this fire to make it happen even more, it gave us a renewed sense of urgency and also like energy toward it. So
Yeah. So for me, I got involved probably not quite a year ago, maybe 10 months ago, in this whole effort. And at first, I was trying to, participate but not get too involved. I was like, I don't know how much energy I want to put into this. But as things kept moving forward, it was so clear that we need a union. Like our staff really needs a union, just to have a voice for our own safety and working conditions, and overall the structure under which we work, the temporary status employee structure. While it makes sense if we were a seasonal pool, it doesn't make sense for a pool that's open year-round because there's just so much staff shuffling that happens that is unnecessary, and not only is difficult for us as workers to live under, but it causes chaos at the facility that is easily avoidable if they were to make some basic policy changes. And one person complaining about that is never going to solve anything.
Of course.
They'll just get brushed under the rug. So a union is the only way to really get that message heard by the people, by the powers that be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I come from Portugal. My perspective of being part of a union is completely different, and it was a shock for me, and it is a shock for me listen to you speaking about a union and how difficult it is, because in Portugal it's not just a right, it's a duty. I have some managers that they came to me to say, "Are you part of the union?" So they ask us if we are already part of a union. So it's a completely different way of watching the same thing. So it's interesting. So and what's going on now? In which stage of the process we are? Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, so we did manage to, over the course of the last year or so, get all of the signatures that were required in order to ask for recognition. So we have about 70% of the staff signed on with us, but now it's up to the city, which is technically our employers, to decide whether they want to recognize our union. And they had a process that was set forth in one of their laws, which was passed in 1986, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And that in that law, they had certain steps that we need to follow. We did it all, and then we're now at the end of that, and we received a letter denying us recognition at the end of May. So we are now trying to negotiate that. And we have a meeting set with the city manager and her team, and are hopeful that there's going to be an appeal that is heard on our behalf. But it's been a little bit difficult because we were really hopeful that West Hollywood, being a liberal city, was going to understand the value of a union for workers that work within the city itself. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, but the conversation isn't over, and we're optimistic.
In that same thread, the reason that they gave us for the denial of the recognition was because of my unit, which is the aquatics aides. And so the claim was that the aquatics aides are not similar enough to the lifeguards to unionize together. And there was also a push for us to unionize with the union that our superior staff has, which doesn't make sense.
That was what the city said about.
So the response was that my group is too different, which we know that's not the case. We're trained in emergency procedure that, as a staff member at City Hall, which is who they kind of compared my group to, would have. It's just completely different. And we work so closely in tandem and do so much of the same training as the lifeguards. We have a lot more overlap than difference. And it's the same thing. We are technically first responders as well, and we're expected to train for sim lessons, to train for emergency response procedures. So it was kind of surprising that was a claim. It also shows that there's maybe a lack of awareness of what actually our jobs entail, and that the city is not aware of.
The folks who are in charge of recognize the union, they don't work at our facility. They work at City Hall, and so they don't necessarily have an understanding of what the daily functions are at the pool. We're even pretty secluded from the rest of the recreation department, which is, they work at the floors below us. And I wouldn't say that they really know what we do, and I can't say that I fully know what they do. We're in different areas of the building, and we do different divisions.
But I know that we have at least 2 opportunities to lately to participate in the city council meetings, 2 of them. So we had the opportunity to explain and to speak out about our need, but apparently it wasn't enough.
Well, I mean, those comments, I think, do have something to do with why we are being invited to a meeting, which was not an offer before. And after those comments, we are going to actually meet and confer with the city and hopefully make some progress here.
That's why we're hopeful. It's because we do now have that meeting. So we're just going to keep pushing until, because everyone else is unionized. That's part of the issue too, is everyone else in the city is unionized. It's really just the part-time temporary employees
that is
that's not. And it's
how many employees, temporary employees? More than 100?
In the Aquatics Center, it's more than 100. It varies between 100 and 150. There are also temporary status employees in recreation and a few in City Hall.
Okay.
So that's another conversation to be had, is whether all of those departments should be included in our union, which we're absolutely open to having.
Yeah.
But as of now, since we all work in the same facility, the Aquatics Center, that's kind of the unit that we formed.
Yeah.
Okay. You've been talking about some of the things that you would like to see changing. Of course, we can go back to that, but what are exactly the issues that you could mention and summarize? Like, what are the priorities?
There's a few things. One of the ones that we're struggling with right now is the hours cap, which kind of it affects the other issues as well. But we have a 1,000 hours cap as temporary part-time employees, and that would again make sense if we were a seasonal facility. We're not a seasonal facility. Most of us do not work seasonally. While we do need seasonal employees, like in the summer, obviously we need to add that staff. A lot of us have been here. Like I'm not a temporary employee. I've been here since 2023.
Yeah.
There are some people who have been here for over 10 years.
Yes,
several.
yes.
And so it's a lack of options for, I almost forgot, vertical movement within the city. We can't apply for other city jobs in-house because of our temporary status, which also is frustrating, especially someone who's been here for a while and who knows the facility and like wants to continue working here. And then there's also some smaller things like we want the facility to run well, and so if we have an hours cap and we run out of hours before the summer starts, then you have an influx of new employees and it's their first time at this facility and it's during the busiest season of the year. And every year consistently, because we have all these new employees, to no fault of their own, they've had no time to adjust. So instead of having like mostly, the employees who've been there who are able to kind of help guide some of these new staff that we need in the summer, we have a lot of employees who ran out of hours who can't work, and then it's just all new people. And so it's frustrating for our staff, and it's frustrating for our clients, for the pool patrons, because the consistency isn't there in their experience when they come to the facility, because people don't know how to operate it. It's their first time. And we like this place. We want it to run well. And we enjoy working here. We just want things to run well. It makes it better for everybody.
And it looks like a waste of time and money and people, because because I know that the city invests a lot of money in training people, because this is a high level of responsibility job. So you have to keep training daily. And if you are always having new people, the level is always going down, and then you have to keep, and it's also frustrating maybe.
It's
for
very
the people
frustrating.
who is already trained, they want to increase the level of their Do you
I mean,
talk
basically we just want a pathway to regular status part-time, where people who are veteran workers who have been working there a long time and want to continue working are able to continue working, as opposed to just stop working after a certain point. And then the new people, as they come, which they are going to come, and we welcome them, then they can learn from the people who have been there for a while. And as it is right now, the folks working on the pool deck, there's very few people who have worked there for even a year. It's a lot of people who are seasonal workers, which, again, we need those seasonal workers. But in order to hold that all together, we also need people who work regularly and know how everything runs. So that's the big ask of what we're asking for, is just a pathway to part-time or regular status part-time. There's also a safety concern too, because our job is to enforce safety. And when you have all new people working the pool deck at the height of summer, then
some of the shifts are mainly with temporary employees. Probably.
Absolutely. So we're I feel like we're all on the same side, and we're just hoping that the city sees it the same way.
And I can see that the main interest is just to make the best job as possible. It's not going against no one, or it's just making the swimming pool the better.
And I honestly think it'll make the managers' lives easier too.
Oh absolutely, yes.
So
Do you want to speak about that? Like, how is what is the reaction of the managers? Do you have supporter from them?
They know about us.
How
We've
they are?
spoken to them, and they've been positive overall.
Yeah.
They haven't, fully they're not about to show up at our rallies or anything like that. But they have said that they're okay with it. I'm sure that they have their own personal opinions, but those are not something that I'm privy to.
Yeah.
So.
And what about the senior lifeguards?
The
Do you
senior
speak about
lifeguards.
them?
Yeah, well, I will say that the union that represents the rest of the city workers includes our managers and the senior lifeguards.
Right.
And WeHome has issued a letter of support for us. Collectively, they had a vote at one of their meetings and said, all members, including our senior guards and our management, are we okay with issuing a letter of support for the Lifeguard and Aquatic Aid Union?
Okay.
And it was a unanimous yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that says something,
Yeah,
and that's very
Absolutely.
much appreciated.
it's a big deal to have that vote.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about the patrons, because some of the patrons already know, because I saw some of them in a city council committee.
Yeah.
So how that would benefit, if it benefits the patrons, and what is the kind of support that the patrons are giving to this union? Do you want to speak about that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because actually the service is for them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
They are the
Yeah.
people that we deliver the service that we.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is that this is a community pool, and both the patrons and us are part of the community. Like, I'm a resident of West Hollywood, and many of the people who work there are residents of West Hollywood. So there is like that community feel, not only amongst the patrons and amongst us, but collectively between us.
Yeah.
Like, we are all very aware that we are all residents of the same city, and I run into patrons on the street walking around sometimes and say hi, and these are my neighbors. So anything to be like, a little bit over the top, like, this is about making the whole city better. And when we are lifting each other up and allowing for one group to have better rights, it's going to have a trickle effect down to everybody. And we can get a little more into actual specifics of what is going to change at the pool as well, but that's honestly what I believe. I really believe that this is for the greater good in the city of West Hollywood. You want to get any specifics about it?
Yeah, well, I feel the same. A decent chunk of the staff have either grown up here or moved here, have grown up at the facility. A lot of our staff have grown up at the West Hollywood pool, and there's such a deep history tied in with not just those staff, but also the pool itself. It tied into the city of West Hollywood, tied into the city becoming a city, tied into specifically like gay people having access to a pool during a time when they were not desired in many spaces. And so there's like so much that goes into just the history of the pool itself. And a lot of the patrons also have been residents of West Hollywood since before it was even like technically a city. And we have like a very special connection with a lot of them. And a lot of them too aren't even aware of our situation specifically. And when they become aware that we're trying to unionize, it sort of helps clarify some of the frustrations that they've had with consistency at the facility. But we've had very vocal support from patrons and non-patrons alike, just residents of West Hollywood who are like, what do you mean you're not part of a union? Like, because again, this is a liberal city, and the foundation of this city is aging in place, is support for workers, is unions, is just crafting this place people can just be, despite all the outside forces. So a lot of the patrons that we've talked to are so like wholly supportive, and again surprised that there is any issue at all with us unionizing. We're
Do you
very
think
lucky.
that is? Sorry.
I will also say, like, part of that surprise is that lifeguards all over the LA County are unionized.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just so different. Other
the
facilities.
LA city lifeguards are unionized under the LAPD's union, and the LA County lifeguards are unionized under the the fire department, the county fire department union, and perhaps that's the problem, is that in this city those services are contracted to other entities, and so there isn't a first responder union already in existence for us to join. There's just the municipal employees union, which to us seems like an inappropriate choice.
It's because it's first responders.
Right.
It's a completely different type of responsibility.
Yeah.
Totally different understanding of the job.
Do you think that there's a financial issue? Because I heard that you made some research about budgets and how much this change will cost. So do you want to speak a little bit about it?
Yeah, I understand that ultimately the pushback is probably financial concerns from the city,
right?
Which I would urge them to just hear us out, because I don't think we're asking for above and beyond. And honestly, I really believe that after certain changes are implemented in the way that things are structured, that they're going to save a lot of money. They're going to save a lot of money training people all the time, shuffling people all the time. Those are costly things, and it'll improve the bandwidth of what management has to deal with, so they're not constantly dealing with staffing issues, and they can focus more on programming. And we are of course it is going to cost money, but I don't think it's going to cost nearly as much as they're afraid that it's going to cost. And again, we will still have seasonal workers. It's not like 100% of our staff is suddenly going to be a heightened expense. So
and also ultimately this city does okay financially, and especially when it comes to the ethos of what the city as overall says that they're about. How are you going to justify saying these things and having this outward projection of what the image of the city is and what the roots of the city is, but then you have employees who are struggling. As city employees, we are struggling to live here and to work here, even though we want to work here. But we want to work. That's the craziest part. We just want to work. And so if the city's pushback is financial, I find that somewhat disappointing, mostly because it doesn't really match what the city says it's about.
Because I heard that you have some people that want to work, but because they run out the limit of hours, they cannot work. And the swimming pool needs people because some of the shifts are under, how do you say?
They're understaffed.
Yeah. Isn't it?
There's so many people. Long-time residents. I mean, we also have a very diverse group of people working at this facility in terms of age, sex, race, gender, and what I've noticed is we have employees who are 55 plus who are residents of the city of West Hollywood, who are just, they want to work. They work well here. They're great employees, and they're struggling to age in place. That should never be an issue for a city employee, especially a first responder city employee. Why? That should be a top priority. How you treat your staff is, to me, a huge reflection of what your business is, and the city is a business. And it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me to have that be the issue, is the financial. The city has money.
And to spring off of some of what Buffalo was saying about the diversity of our staff, this all was made possible because in 2024 there was a law passed in the state of California, AB 1484, which was authored by Rick Chavez Burr, who came from West Hollywood. And at the very top of that law, it says the reasons for why he wants to implement this law. And I'm going to read it, so just give me a second.
Go for it.
Local governments have increasingly hired temporary employees to provide public services. Temporary employees are disproportionately women and people of color, and the lesser rights of temporary employees exacerbate race and gender inequity in public employment. There is a statewide interest in ensuring that temporary employees are protected by state laws providing for fair labor relations, and that the increasing use of temporary employees does not undermine public employee labor relations. So That's what ultimately
Well, this
made this
summarize
possible.
everything.
Yeah, that's the summary of it all,
Yeah.
and that's what is making our push possible.
Mhm.
And we would like the city of West Hollywood to comply with Rick Chavez-Burr's
Yeah, was fighting for.
what he was fighting for.
Yeah, absolutely. So how are you planning to keep working on this, to keep fighting? So what is the next step? What are we waiting for? As a final response?
Yeah, we're waiting for this meeting to happen, which should be soon, like
Mhm.
before the end of the month.
Okay.
And then we'll see what they say. But one thing is for sure is we're not giving up. We're going to keep pushing forward. We're not going away. We're not going to let some bureaucratic nonsense stop us, because we're
You feel that is essential then?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Essentially
essential.
100%.
Yeah.
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 And if it takes longer than we planned, that's okay. I mean, not ideal, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Mhm.
be here.
Yeah.
And do you need support from other people? How can the other people support you?
Yeah.
Do you wanna?
So there's two options. You can
Uh-huh.
follow us on Instagram
Yep.
if you want to just keep apprised of what we're doing. Our Instagram handle is
WeHo Temps United.
WeHo Temps United.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, probably on one of these signs somewhere.
Yep.
Yep.
That's our handle.
Okay.
And if you are really passionate about what we said tonight, then you can email the city council, because the city council has the power to convince the city to take action on this. And their email is council@weho.org.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, do you want to add anything else? Final statements? Or
I want the city to make good on the promises that it was founded on.
Yeah.
That's it. And I also want to, with full confidence, be able to recommend this facility to people. I love the pool. I love that it's a public facility. I love what it represents and what it provides for so many people. Confidence in my position and confidence in our support from the city just allows me to be confident in my recommendation to people to come to the facility, to know that they'll be taken care of, to know that there's consistency in policy and procedure and support for staff and patrons alike.
Yeah.
It's just benefits everybody.
And ultimately, if the people who works in the place are not happy, of course they are not deliver a good service, you know. And the patrons, they will feel it.
They can feel it.
And we want the swimming pool a good place to stay, to be.
Yeah.
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 I understand that. Okay. So I think that's it.
That's it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Come
you so
see
much.
us.
Yeah, please come swim.
We
come
love
to
to
water
see you.
fitness. We truly love the facility.
We do.
I tell everyone, if I made commission, man, because I really do on my own, just all the time, recommend people to come swim. I think everyone benefits from it. We have so many great programs.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Aqua Strong.
Aqua Strong.
Aqua Strong.
Yeah.
Hey.
Whee!